Hey artists, in this video we're going to talk about how to draw the Herbert Hoover bee mascot. So we're going to start off with just drawing his body shape. So we start off with his head, it's an oval, and his body is kind of hooked like the letter J. His arms kind of are on his hips. So make sure that as you're working you have an eraser to erase any of those eyes and hands that are overlapping shapes. And don't forget his antenna. You can draw a semicolon or a comma shape for like his eye pupil and then add finger details or hand details. If you don't like them, make sure you press light so that you can erase and get them just right. Really take the time to draw carefully. So his wings are like 3 bumping lines, and then his stinger has some stripes. If you want to do a basic Herbert Hoover mascot, you can just add an H for his shirt. We're going to draw it again this time, and when we draw it this time, we're going to think about how we might want to customize or personalize our Herbert Hoover bee mascot. So I'm going to make this one like a self-portrait of me. You can do a different style of eye to make it more cute or look a little bit more realistic, and I added a necklace and flower designs all over the outfit. So instead of wearing an H shirt, I'm going to have it in a dress because I like to wear dresses. And then I was trying to think about what I could do with the hands, so I added a paintbrush because I love to paint. And then I shaded in the areas that I wanted to with pencil. I added more details to the outfit, so that way, once I'm done drawing it, I sign my name. You might not want to do it as a self-portrait. Maybe you want to just do a different style of the Herbert Hoover bee. Start off with his head and draw his body, that kind of curved letter J shape. And then add his arms with those triangles on the side. Kind of look at the mascot if that helps you out. So I added those 2 triangles for the outside and the inside of the arm, and then the wing. After I added the wing, I added the eye and erased that overlapping shape. I wanted to make sure that inside of the eye I erase. Then I added the antenna and his smile, his little smirk. You can customize it however you want. So in one example, I drew him holding a video game, a Nintendo Switch, and wearing headphones. But it's up to you how you want to customize it. If maybe you want to add sunglasses to yours. It could be sunglasses or eyeglasses. They could be different shapes besides a rectangle. They could be ovals or circles or heart-shaped. After you are done drawing the mascot, you're going to want to add detail to color it. So I went back to my self-portrait bee and I used a black fine liner marker to go over all of my line details and adding stripes onto the tail, going over the eye. So when you're doing the outlining step, make sure you take your time and get everything just right because you cannot erase that fine liner marker. I took my time to add petals to the flowers that were on my dress. And then I signed my name next to the bee, so that way if I wanted to cut it out, I could include my name in the design. Then I used the fine liner to shade in the whole eye. You don't have to do this. You could use a watercolor paint to do this, or you could use a thicker Sharpie marker. Once you're done outlining, make sure that you clean up any random pencil lines so that you can add some color to your Herbert Hoover bee mascot. If you're going to use watercolor paint, make sure that you have a glass of clean water and the colors that you need. So I chose to paint the skin of the bee first. I colored everything yellow. So I colored the lips, the face, the neck, his stinger. I started off with yellow first because it's the lighter color of my design and darker colors will layer over it very easily. So I colored everything yellow first. And then I went and I used the hair dryer, and then I came back and I started to add in the blue. It's important that you make sure that all of the painting that was yellow is dry before you add the blue, because if you put two watercolors that are wet next to each other, it's going to blend. And I didn't want his hands to turn green. So I used the hair dryer before I go into the next color to make sure that everything is totally dry. After I used the blue, I went back in over the stripes with some black watercolor paint and over the eye area. You might want to choose something different for your design.